Jared, as far as building blocks go, how effective have these practices been with the Dolphins?
Yeah, it's always great to get some new jerseys out there, some new teams, new people to go against. I think it always happens at the right time in camp when you're kind of getting annoyed of your own defense. And I told them I was excited for them to go annoy somebody else. So it was fun to be out here and remember that you're on the same team again. You know, being against a different team and being able to root for each other is fun.
Jared, obviously John has talked about getting more deep shots, and you guys were able to connect on that 50-yard one with JMO. I mean, how much has that kind of evolved over camp because of the improved protection as the line has gotten settled?
Yeah, that was certainly part of it there for like a week. It just seemed like kind of a rotating door at some spots at the line with the injuries, and getting Decker back's been massive, being able to protect a little bit better there. And yeah, I think as camp goes on, you want these things to start happening more often, and was able to hit some of those over the top this week, and yeah, it felt good. I don't think it was anything I surprised anybody, but yeah, it felt good to get that going a little bit.
What was your biggest takeaway after these couple of days? What do you feel like the team took away that you could look forward and be proud of?
Yeah, I think things started to kind of gel a little bit, you know, certainly, and I think we have a standard for ourselves, regardless of who we're practicing against, that I think we met 2 days in a row in every phase, and I think that's a good thing. And now, does that mean that we're there? No, you still got stuff to work on, and plenty of plays that I'd like to have back. And you know, I think about that 2-minute drill at the end there, like, you know, do I want to throw the ball away and not flip it to Shane? Like different things like that, where, you know, you try to get better. But overall, 2 good days, and was proud of the way we responded today. Certainly after a good day yesterday, you know, being able to do it twice.
Jared, defense, Jared, has looked really good in the game so far. Looked great these past 2 years. Just from your vantage point, what about their plays stood out to you or impressed you the most through camp?
Gosh, what stood out the most? I think their communication has been so good. I think, you know, Jack's done a great job at Mike, but when they got Alex back, that veteran presence there, being able to communicate and get everyone on the same page. Obviously, the D-line is doing what they're doing. Hutch is doing his thing. Davenport's doing his thing. But the communication from the back seven, I think, has been really impressive, and it's really hard. They're doing a good job.
Does that make your life more difficult?
Of course, yeah, in practice, yeah, it does. But it's a good challenge, and I think that's where, you know, I'm at in my career, where our offense is at, and our, you know, evolution of, like, we like that challenge, like, make it hard, and they do, and they've certainly given us fits, and we try to give them fits when we can.
What's your impression of Isaac, and how much do you feel like he can become a real factor in the offense?
Yeah, he's done great. He really has, and I think again for him, like, I don't know, maybe a week or two ago, you could kind of see like the light bulb go off a little bit, where the speed of the game he started to catch up with, and he started to understand the physicality it takes, and yeah, he certainly has a chance to have a role in our offense, and has done a great job getting better really every day.
Jared, you obviously get to work with Mark Brunell a lot, but what is it like to have Bruce Gronkowski and Marcus Joseph?
Yeah, it's great.
Quarterbacks. Do you pull anything from them?
It's great. Having guys that played the position for me, it's so invaluable to be able to bounce things off of them, how they did things, how they saw things. Certain plays that I'm not sure how I want to read, they can give me good insight on how they did it in the past. So, yeah, obviously Brew and I have been together for a long time. He's been such a great mentor and help and coach to me, and then having those two guys this year has been even better.
How much is your comfort level grown now that you got two younger?
With who?
Your comfort level grown. How much is it grown?
Grown?
With two younger offensive linemen, Mahogany left and Randall right.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. You know, I think I said this earlier in the year, but Tate's maturity has been so impressive. Just him being able to step in there these last 2 days were not even close to too big for him. You know, I think you get these guys from these big programs. Sometimes they've played in national championships. Like, this stuff's kind of just whatever to them, and he's one of those guys certainly. And then Mahogany, in his own way as well, is doing great. You know, he's not a rookie, but he hasn't played that much, and for him to be as comfortable as he is and communicating well and doing the whole thing, it's been fun.
Having Johnny Moe in the press box, do you think that means anything for maybe play a series just to get that communication from upstairs down?
What's your question?
In the preseason, having the offensive coordinator in the press box as opposed to in the field, does that change anything as far as you need to get any kinks out at all?
No, I don't think so. No, I've done that before, and he likes being up there. I got no problem with it.
Jared, throwing it back to your Cal days.
Yeah.
But David Shaw, you know, is heading Stanford, your big rival. What's it like having him in the same room on the same team as you now?
Yeah, we don't go many days without like a little jab back and forth about Cal Stanford, so it's fun. But he's been awesome, really has. Having a guy that's got as much experience as he has, and his temperament is so even keeled and level, and I can kind of, if Johnny's preoccupied with something, I can get the answer from him very quickly, and it's very helpful to have a guy like him that has no ego, is just here to help, and has been a tremendous addition for us.
There's been a lot of
Johnny Mo and him are best friends.
Oh yeah, they're like yin and yang. They work together really well, and again, he's an extension of Johnny to some extent, and so if Johnny's preoccupied or doing something, I know David will be on the field. So if I need to talk to him about something, immediately I can get some answers there. I really like just asking him his thoughts on things, because he's had so much experience on offense. He's been a head coach, obviously a successful head coach, and just getting his thoughts on, how did you think practice was today? How did you feel about that throw? He's got great insight and is always thinking. It's a lot of fun for me.
There's been a lot of talk about how Montgomery and Gibbs are going to be used in different ways, more and more different ways. Is it going to be as noticeable as we think it's going to be, and how do you like that?
Yeah, I hope so. We're working on how many different ways we can use them. I think as often as we can get both those guys on the field is a good thing for us, and finding creative ways to do that is the hard part, and that's the challenge upstairs for those guys, but they're doing a good job of figuring it out, and you don't want to ever take either of them off the field, so we're trying to find ways to throw it to one of them and have one of them block, and then throw it to the other guy, have the other guy block, hand it to one of them. It's a lot of fun, and those two guys are good.
On a much lighter note, being name dropped by Taylor Swift, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, huh? Very cool, I guess. Yeah, that was a crazy couple hours last night for me, and my phone was like, oh, okay, but yeah, kind of cool.
One more about Johnny Mo, Jared.
Yeah.
What's been his best strength so far? You would say, just after being back around him again this time.
Johnny?
Yeah.
His biggest strength. Great question. I think I said this the other day. I think his ability to listen to his players is massive. He's got no ego. He's very open to listening. He wants to know what we want to do. He's very open to listening to me, and I feel like I've earned that. But he's very open to it and collaborative, and it's fun. It's really fun to be a part of an offense for not only myself but the leaders like St. Brown, Panay, Decker, to be able to give that input and to have it express itself in the plays. And it's been fun. He's been great.
What was your assessment of the red zone offense, obviously, in the last 2 days, and especially, how much does that really, the success come down to play design?
I thought it was pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think we scored quite a bit down there, so I thought it was pretty good. I haven't seen today, obviously, on tape, but good couple days down there. It was a good challenge against a different defense, and I thought we showed up well.
How about the play design, that it takes to get space in that, to create space in those condensed areas?
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but I don't know if we're running much different than we had in the past. But yeah, there's some new stuff, some new wrinkles we like, and credit to Johnny, it's some good stuff.
But looking forward to this day, try to get a little bit better, with an opponent that is somebody other than us, so that's good. Questions?
Where both sides of the ball are at, or are you a little bit hesitant to read into it like that?
Man, I told the guys, man, my focus was I want to make sure we're all on the same page, that we come out of this, man, and there's clear communication. We don't have these mental errors. Oh, I thought, you thought, well, who called this? That we were on point, and that our fundamentals showed up, man. The things that we do in individual, in group, and one-on-ones, they needed to show up against a different opponent, And, man, as a whole, I thought we did that. The coaching and the teaching, I thought, transferred yesterday, and it's got to do that again today.
New York, some of the extracurriculars prevented you from getting the work you wanted to get in. You talked about how to disrupt the flow. It seemed like it was very controlled. The work was good yesterday outside maybe a little thing at the end of practice. What did you say to the guys before? How did you like the way that they handled themselves, and did you need to remind them again today?
Yeah, we just kept it pretty clean, pretty simple. Hey, man, let's get out and get some good work, and everybody keep your composure, and let's play football, man. Get back in the huddle and next play.
Justin asked you about the young edge rushers yesterday. I was curious about Al-Quadin, just the insurance that he provides, the safety blanket that he is, as sort of a backup. Edge got to play pretty good the other day.
What are you doing over there? Muhammad's having a really good camp. Really good. He obviously started the camp. He had that just kind of that tweak. But man, since he's been back, he's kind of taken off. So I would say it's a good way to put it, man. He brings some security to us. He's been a steady hand for us. And he's having a good camp for us, man. The guy plays hard. He's tough. He's relentless, plays hard. He's gotten better at the run game, setting edges, and he's got a little bit of that rush. Can get an edge, and it's high effort too. So I'm glad he's with us.
How good is Zach Cunningham playing right now?
He's playing really well. He's another guy that's having a good camp, man. He's, he had probably 3 or 4 just in the run game alone where he's playing downhill. Ham's done a good job with those guys. Shep teaches, we play downhill in the run game with our backers, and that certainly showed. And then he's a good athlete. He can run. He's got length. But I like that linebacker room. We got some guys, and it's highly competitive, and I think those guys are working together very well.
On that note, what did you like about Jack Campbell's ownership of the defense? You kind of put that on his lap, but what did you see from him?
Yeah, just what I expected. I think what we all expect. I mean, Jack's taken another step and another year of growth. And I think probably the biggest is, we know the physical aspect of this for him, and the guy doesn't get tired. And if he does, you wouldn't know it. Just the way he plays, always going for the football. He can play one step ahead because he can key and diagnose pretty quick. But just his nature of where he knows now, he's kind of taken that next step is to the situation that we're in. He knows what's coming. He knows what Shep's probably going to call or wants to call if we get in some of those. And that's awesome. That's really good to see. He's doing a great job.
Can you describe what you saw yesterday from the offense that allowed them to execute at such a high level?
Well, look, we were all on the same page. I kind of what I started with here. It was clear. There was clear communication. Where are we all going, protection-wise, run game? And I thought, man, we fit the protections. We fit the run game well. The landmarks, the tracks, the backs were really good. Man, our perimeter blocking was outstanding by the receivers, really has been all camp. And Goff was on fire, Goff looked good, and that's what he is, So we were clicking pretty good, and that's what we expect, That's what we expect.
Since you've gotten Decker back, you've had a chance to look at the offensive line, you expect to have in September. I was just curious what you've thought of that unit, watching them now over the last month, and just maybe more specifically yesterday, first time against another unit with Deck really ramped up his work, just what you thought of that unit.
It's great to have Decker back. It's great, and he's only been back, a few days of, football, and he looks pretty good, man. And it just makes us run that much better. So it's good to have him back. That unit, I feel like over the last couple of days has really begun to trend the right way. They're kind of playing together. I thought I got to be careful. I don't want to Tate Ratledge, I thought, looked like a starting NFL guard yesterday, which fires me up. So it's early. That's step one, but the kid's getting better.
What do you do so well? Tate, what'd you like?
What'd you think? Did you watch him?
Yeah, he's had a little nastiness to him, but I don't know.
I thought you watch him in protection, some of the twists that he was able to pass to anticipate was pretty good for a young guy. I just thought, man, he and Panay were working at a high level in some of these combination blocks. And it looked like the game slowed down for him a little bit yesterday. And there again, it's early, but that's a step in the right direction, certainly.
He was pretty adamant yesterday about saying he wanted to be back out there. What capacity if he does?
What did he say?
He said, I'm practicing.
Okay. No, the plan is get him in some individual today, get him in some group, and then give him a couple of these team reps, and just kind of see where it is, just working back in slowly. But, yeah, we do see him out there. Good. Some of those, we had a couple of guys had some cramps, so he's good. Probably the guy, Laporta will be down. It's not major, but he will miss a little bit of time here. We're pretty good, though.
Yeah. It seems pretty obvious, well, at least to me, that the running back unit that you have with those 4 guys is probably set for the roster, but there's some guys like Sailors and Deion Jackson who could maybe fight for a practice squad spot. Are you seeing anything from them, and will there be that, Jamar Jefferson practice squad spot available this year?
Well, we take it as it comes, but they're no different than anybody else. We got our eye on those guys, so we try to develop and evaluate anybody that comes in here and told those guys just that, certainly Sailors has been here a few more days than Jackson, but you know, we kind of like those guys. You know, look, I thought what Sailors did the other day was pretty headsy, man. He's kind of a crafty back, you know, and there's something to be said about that. Smart guy, understands ball, really got a crash course in what we were doing, and really didn't have any MAs, which is pretty impressive. You know, I'm always impressed with those guys that step right in the door and know what to do. I mean, it's hard. So that tells you something. You want to get noticed, do that. So, but yeah, we're always keeping our eyes open. We're going to take the best guys for us, you know, roster and the practice squad positions.
Yesterday about Mike asked you yesterday about sprinkling some guys with the ones and getting to look at it. You know, maybe cramps played a role in it a little bit, but Ronnie Bell had a good preseason game. Saw some ones there at the end of the 2-minute drive. What have you seen about his growth? What do you like about what Ronnie's bringing to the table?
Well, he's pretty steady. I mean, he is a pretty smart guy, and because of that, you know, he mentally knows the positions, you know, and yeah, we got down there. I mean, we had lost a few guys, and so we needed him, and you know, I thought he stepped in there and knew what to do. So look, man, he puts the work in. You see his blocking, man. He'll block on the perimeter, and you know, and he's another guy that's kind of a crafty receiver. So, you know, he's been pretty dependable for us in the preseason here in training camp.
Brown has been one of your most reliable players for a while here, but is there any, like, does he still surprise you with the fact that he still keeps seeming to get better?
Nothing surprises me about him. It just doesn't, because I like that guy. He's got the ability, but his work ethic and the way he is wired, you know, he's got this can-do, won't lose, won't miss, give it to me in criticals, and it's just so. No, I'm not surprised. I thought he was outstanding yesterday, and I think he can be even better. I do.